Hi guys, my name is James and I'm a huge Sonic fan. With a Sonic movie out and hype high, I posed a question in my head. Does this game hold up? I mean, it's been years since I played the game from Green Hill to the Final Zone, so maybe the rose-tinted glasses might have muddied things up a bit. I was born in December of 1990, so I had a whole 6 months to grow up and play what would become the most influential game of my childhood. Now to be fair, I didn't actually play this or really remember this title until I was old enough, and even then it wasn't until Sonic 2 that I really was able to grasp the controls. That being said, I did go back and play this game. Over and over and over again. What made this game special? And what are its flaws? What are its strengths? What made this little kid that I was want to play this game more than anything else? I want to go through stage by stage and recapture what made this game what it is. Green Hill at its finest is right here. It's where we're first introduced to Sonic's world and where we learn Sonic's basic functions. Arguably the best level in the game, blah blah blah, you've heard it all before. We've seen this level on way more than one occasion, and yeah, it's gotten stale, but at the end of the day, I love it. As a kid, this would end up being the only level I wanted to play. You got your Motobugs, Crab Meats, Buzz Bombers, Choppers, and whatever this thing is right here. You hit them and ooh, looky there, a cute little birdie pops out. Sonic's main goal is to reach the end of the stage and save these little critters called Flickies from inside of Eggman's Badniks, further driving home the fact that machine bad, nature good. You'll see the pacing of the game's theme goes from pristine, lush, natural environment with trees, grass, and water to a more harsh, polluted area that has more machines that are after Sonic. All of this culminates to you meeting Eggman for the first time and subsequently clapping those cheeks in about 10 seconds. But Green Hill on Sonic's home of South Island is where it all begins, and I couldn't love it more. Okay, this is where the game screeches to a halt. You've heard it from several other Sonic fans. Sonic 1's strongest and best stage is in the very beginning of the game. After Green Hill, Sonic goes from a speed-based adrenaline rush to more of a normal platformer, and Marble Zone shows it in spades. Lots of small platforms, no room to run, crap falling from the ceiling, and lots of lava. One misstep, and kiss your hard-earned rings goodbye. It was at this point I realized how long it had been since I had revisited the game and how rusty I was. Seriously, this game is a lot harder than I can remember. Like seriously, I was only able to hold on to a max of about 4 or 5 lives for the whole playthrough. At the end of the stage, Eggman shows up packing a bit more heat, deciding that he's just gonna roast Sonic, but decides to warm up that sexy butt for a pounding. Okay, this zone. Spring Yard is one of my favorite zones from the first game. Not because it's a particularly good stage, but the music is amazing. I got to this stage as a kid, but goddamn, this bumps. It's got a jazzy J-pop beat with an old school 90s bass that I just love so much. But the level sucks. It's like Sonic Team tried to bring speed back into the mix by making a lot of drop-offs that shoot you to the top of the stage, but then put a bunch of these sections in that force you to completely stop or either jump over a ledge or wait for an obstacle to pass that regardless of what you do will hit you. I don't know, it just seems like they really didn't know what to do with the stage and it kind of shows. I also kept getting stuck in these bumper traps just because I wanted the damn shield, and I don't know, that's just annoying to me. Is it just me, or am I the only one as a kid who thought there was a Sonic clone in the stage when these showed up? But this time, Eggman's fight is a lot more stressful, as you can easily screw this up and die even after you win if you don't plan how you go about beating him. But otherwise, a pretty easy fight if you know what you're doing. Okay, here we go. The stage everyone hates, Labyrinth Zone. Video games have this stigma where the water level tends to be the most infuriating, time-consuming places and have a tendency to have breathing mechanics that induce crippling anxiety in even the coolest of heads. I still freak out a bit hearing this sound, even when I know I'm safe. Seriously, I could set this sound as an alarm on my phone and I'd wake up every time in a cold sweat and poop in my pants. But while most of those opinions are rather subjective, it couldn't be more true with Sonic, a game about speed reduced to this. That being said, the music again is my favorite part of the stage. Like, what gave Sonic Team the right to make this game have such a poppin' soundtrack? I don't know if it's just good music or that I have such a soft spot for 90s pop beats, but regardless, I absolutely love it even though I have to put up with this. This time you run into Eggman, and he's realized that he's no match for you and that the level would do a better job of killing you, so he gets the hell out of Dodge, so you'll have to give chase and love tap him a few times before you find the capsule. Easy peasy. Starlight Zone marks the first time since Green Hill Zone that the game really tries to show any notion of speed. It's also the first time we see a loop since Green Hill as well. Starlight offers a nice cooldown from the upbeat and more frustrating part of the game, which pretty much lets Sonic cut loose and run to his little heart's content. That being said, it doesn't go without its fair share of cheap hits. The music is lighthearted and calm, almost like it's giving you a break for what's to come after. The biggest issue I had with the stage is the collision and the fans. Half the time it seemed like they didn't know if they wanted to be on or off, and some of the platforms that you should be able to run over stop you dead in your tracks. For the boss fight here, Eggman tries to hit you with spike balls and catapults, which is funny because you'd think he'd be used to having a spiky ball up his backside back. Other than that, not much else to say about the stage. It's over about as quick as it comes. And that brings us to Scrap Brain. This zone is where I died the most, and I'm not gonna lie, I got pretty frustrated. It was at this point I was pretty much overplaying the game and just wanted to get to the end. The hazards are cheap, and when you have control of a rodent that can run the speed of sound, that doesn't mix well. When you finish the second act, you meet up with Eggman, whose bitch ass is hiding behind some force field, and proceeds to press a button and send Sonic to the depths below. And we're back at Labyrinth again. Filled with the same crap as the original zone, you'll have to navigate this nuisance of an act until you reach the springs that will take you right back up to the top. And here it is, the final fight with Old Eggy. He decides the best course of action is to smash you with some pistons, but fails to realize that you got some room to just chill out and wait for him to come to you. If you're patient, it's probably the second easiest fight in the game, which is sad considering that the last fight should be, challenging. Blow up his precious toy and you'll chase him out of his lair and fly off to God knows where. You'll see Sonic run back to Green Hill with all his friends cheering him on, and depending on if you've collected the Chaos Emeralds or not, you'll get a good or a bad ending. That's it. That's all you get for collecting the Chaos Emeralds. Kinda lame. As a kid, I thought this game was amazing. Sonic enthralled me and gave me something to actually look up to. When I was a kid, I was in school getting hazed and bullied, and he was there for me at the end of the day. Going back into this game, I honestly thought that my nostalgia would kind of override everything, and I wouldn't have a bad thing to say about this game. But as I get older, it's a lot harder to look past all the glitches and the collision, and just sometimes the level design is just not the greatest in the world. Now, as in my opinion of if this game holds up or not, I think so. The game holds up, it shows us for what's to come later on in the series, and just makes for an overall entertaining time if you can get past a lot of the stuff that slows you down. So does it hold up? I think so. It may show age, but if you're a new fan to the Sonic series, it's a good first place to start. But next time we're going to be taking a look at Sonic 2 and how they improved on the original formula and made the game series the giant that it was back in the 90s. But until then, guys, peace.